Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's Thursday, it's time for some Liverpool news and transfer updates. There's three things I want to discuss with you today. The first two are about players leaving the club. One definitely, one potentially, and the third thing is about a player potentially coming in, although probably not. And then there's a fourth thing that's separate, but we'll get to that in due course. So the big piece of news is technically that Jerome Sinclair is going, because it's an actual real piece of news. So we know that he fell out with the club and the management, etc., over the last season or whatever. We know he's Liverpool's youngest ever player, I think 16 years and 6 days, which is basically never going to be beaten, which is a bit of a shame. He wants to go, apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, the AD Ward, Raheem Sterling's amazing agent is also his agent, so treat that as you will. But yeah, apparently he's going to Watford, £4 million. Now, there was rumours that this might have to go to tribunal because Liverpool couldn't come to an agreement on a price. Apparently we rejected £1.5 million in January. This is all according to the Liverpool Echo. Bournemouth were interested, Sinclair wasn't, and now ultimately he signed for Watford a while back. He's due to officially be a Watford player come tomorrow when the transfer window opens, but apparently an actual fee of £4 million has been agreed for him, which I think is a smashing little piece of business when you consider like Sergi Canos looks like he's going to be moving for around 2.5. There's a guy who's gone down to the Championship and had a very good season. Wow, don't know what happened then. £2.5 million seems quite cheap, even though apparently we've got a buyback, or we will have a buyback. £4 million are really good, a good chunk of change. And what this leads into, and thoughts on that in the comments below, is that apparently Crystal Palace are interested in taking Christian Benteke after they failed in a move from Michy Batshuayi, who by all accounts is joining Chelsea. We've told them we want £30 million for them, and my immediate reaction is going, oh God, don't price anyone out. But then I thought, no. Actually, you know what? That doesn't price people out. That's the going rate for centre forwards. A simple fact of the matter. If Batshuayi's gone for 33 million, who's completely unproven in the Premier League, by the way, and is what? Joint third, stroke, maybe even fourth choice Belgian centre forward alongside Christian Benteke. Why would we not? You know, we paid more than £30 million for him. I think there's a solid case to say, listen, because he's not really hit the heights, and you know we probably overpaid for him last summer anyway, that you'd be lucky to recoup all of your money on him, and you're not gonna make any more than what you paid for him. But that being said, we've discussed this when we talk about the Sadio Mane stuff. Everyone's got money in the Premier League. We know the Palace have got money because they've been bidding for Batshuayi, so they're not short of cash. They've shown their hand essentially. If they really want him, they're going to have to pay top buck for him, and good on Liverpool if they do hold out. You know, you'll probably find it comes down a little bit, but if you end up getting, you know, in years gone by, Liverpool go, oh, you know what, just have 15, just get rid of him. Look, the guy's a good Premier League centre forward, and even though he didn't quite fit with Liverpool last season, still scored goals, still had a decent return, still scored important goals, still scored an overhead kick at Old Trafford. So, yeah, I'm pleased that Liverpool taking this hardline stance. Whether it is borne out in what ends up being the transfer fee when he does eventually move, I don't know. Or whether we'll end up stuck with him or whatever, I don't know either. I wouldn't care if we did, if I'm perfectly honest. But that being said, no, it's great. And ultimately, Pards can suck a fat one, can't he? Because if he really wants to buy a player and he really wants him, well, that's the going rate for buying players based in the Premier League, mate. Unlucky for you, because that's what we've had to deal with all these years. So, you know what, if you want to enter into a world where you want to establish yourself as a top half of the Premier League, pushing on for European sides, then you're going to have to pay a premium for players. It's as simple as that. The other thing I want to discuss, and it's a transfer rumour. Now, apparently, our bookmakers of some description have slashed the odds on Memphis Depay joining Liverpool. Can't see it happening. Can't see it happen at all. I wouldn't be disappointed. He would fit that mould of, we talk about these players who are at big football clubs, haven't quite clicked, hasn't quite been a success for him. He's obviously got loads of potential. He's not. We were interested in him last year. He's had a year in the Premier League to kind of adapt. He'll probably have a better season if he plays this year. But ultimately, transfers from Manchester United to Liverpool just don't happen. He would, again, I think he'd be fine, but I wouldn't be getting anyone's hopes up. I wouldn't be getting furious. I wouldn't really treat it with any with anything less than a people's eyebrow at best. But either way, thoughts. If it was a potential thing, would you actually be interested in having a closer look at Memphis Depay at Liverpool, or not? Comments below. The last thing I want to tell you is we've got 2 subscriber exclusive shows. This is the point where everyone goes, oh, don't get into that shit. I'll leave now. But stick around for a second, listen to what I've got to say. It's important. 2 subscriber shows. I've actually got 3 subscriber shows. One about where all of Liverpool's transfers fit in. We did a little bit of it on Sadio Mane, which is out on YouTube. The full thing's on the website. The transfer roundup show, which is a weekly thing every single week, 45 minutes to an hour. Looking at all of Liverpool's transfer news in depth and detail. Really good show. And as you can see on the screen behind me, we've built Liverpool's perfect centre mid. This is a 6 or 7 part series. We're about 3 episodes into this now. We've done centre backs, full backs, goalkeepers, and this is now the 4th episode. Really interesting, picking attributes from the greatest of Liverpool's Premier League era midfielders to build one incredible player. Dead good fun. Go and check that out. The redmentv.com. It's completely free for an entire month. What else are you going to do? Watch the Euros? Have a life? No. Go to the redmentv.com and check it out now.